Can I help you? Can I help you? Why am I asking this? I'll do anything for you, yes. Anything, I'll do anything for a tip. I'll serve you even if you yell at me for having a mask on. Oh, I'll do anything for a tip. The owner's crying 'cause they can't pay rent. You don't like me 'cause I have a mask on. I'm just trying to make enough money to get a ride home. On the subway I'm scared, but it does not matter. 'Cause when you come in front of me, I'm here to serve you. Yes, I'll do anything for a tip.
Wow, Hassan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes,
I think I was pretty good in that.
I felt it. I
just felt like jumping in,
you
joining
jumped
in.
Yeah.
Well, good evening, everyone, or good morning, or good afternoon, whenever you're watching this.
Yes.
We are Epstein and Hassan, and we live in New York City, and we're recording this the day after Governor Cuomo has decided that there will be no more indoor dining. He has ruled from above. There is no more indoor dining.
Yeah.
And, of course, this is setting off a firestorm because here's the thing. The government is telling private businesses that they can't use the facility. Now, they've allowed them to have outdoor dining, and everybody has built shacks, and you got to see the whole thing.
Some of them look better than our
They look like, actually, a lot of the outdoor dining now looks indoor. I don't know why, but it's outside, so I guess that's okay.
Yes.
But anyway, the government is telling private businesses that they can't utilize their space. But meanwhile, the landlords are still charging rent, and the government in the United States is not helping at all to help pay the rent or pay the staff, which in every other Western country, there are certain countries, I believe in Japan, they pay 100% of the salaries, the rents. But in the United States, we had a deal a few months ago, and they gave billions, and I think it was actually trillions of dollars to huge businesses, to big, giant corporations.
Yes.
Everybody got money, but small business people, like restaurant owners, they got nothing. And now, once again, they're being told that they can't use their facility, even though they pay rent. Now, this is a huge problem for the restaurant owners, and many of them have invested a lot of money building these shacks.
I mean, you've
outside.
seen them outside. I mean, the wood, the flowers. You feel like
they have giant heaters, but they can't let people come indoors because the numbers are spiking with COVID. Now, this is the thing, because we live right above a restaurant, and there's actually 3 outdoor restaurants.
A whole block.
Right out, but we can see 3 of them.
Yeah.
And every morning, the waitresses have to bring all the tables that are inside, outside. These women are working unbelievably hard, trying to get, the place ready for the morning.
Waiters too. Waiters.
The waiters, but I want to stick with waitresses. Because
yeah.
that's where I want to stick. Okay,
yes,
because the whole piece is based on that.
Yes,
so
well,
throwing in the waiters was, waitresses working their asses off. And here's the thing. When it was busy in the summer and in the fall, when the outdoor dining was busy, the restaurant owners would put big staffs outside. Like, instead of, say, there's 5 tables, they'd have a waitress on each table.
A waitress.
And now, as the business is slowing down, because it is kind of freezing outside most days, and now there's not many people coming, so the waiters and waitresses are making a lot less money. And in New York, there's no real salary. It's all based on tips. So they're treating them like dogs. And then we read online about how people during the corona are mistreating the waitresses and waiters. So why don't you tell them a little bit about that?
Yes. Now, these are just, I pulled off some of the few things, but it's just amazing how people are going out with all that's going on in the world, they're so fucking entitled. They want to go out and have a meal, and how they're treating wait staff. Acting like putting on a mask for a few moments is the end of the world. They don't want to do it. They fuss when they come into a restaurant.
But in New York, the people being served, they don't have to wear masks at all. See, that was from another state that you're reading. But in New York, the waitress has to wear a mask, but the people sitting at the tables, they don't have to wear a mask. And
well, that's in here. Let me finish it.
Okay.
Let me finish it. Coming into the restaurant to pick up their takeout without wearing a mask. And their excuses, I'm only in here for a few minutes. I'm just coming in to go out. You still need to put it on. Seating themselves. They come in, you know, and it's outside, but they want to go in and seat themselves. And then after they have a few cocktails, they want to move the seats around so they can all sit together. And their thing is, we all know each other. We're not going to catch anything.
Yeah, the whole social distancing thing, that is just not
happening. After a few cocktails, it's a done deal.
That's not happening.
No.
But the only people the only people who are wearing masks are the servers.
Yes.
The customers are allowed to not wear masks. Everybody else is supposed to wear a mask, but they don't wear masks.
Yes. So as soon as you get in, you sit down, you're going to order, you take the mask off. So the waitress is standing there serving you in the mask, concerned about their health, but you got the mask on your, and they're talking, and then they get upset because everything's not on the menu that they would normally have. So that bothers them about that. Now let's look at tipping. Okay. Waitresses have to work their ass off, smile when you're rude to them, all of that stuff, hopefully to get a tip. And some restaurants, they split the tips, right? With they just don't get the tips. They have to split it.
You have to tip the busboy if there's a bartender. You have to tip him.
Yes.
I mean, there is a shared thing. In some restaurants, you even have to kick back to the managers, which is very illegal.
And so now what people are saying is, well, if you take your mask off, I'll give you more tips. Okay? What a fucked up thing to say.
Yeah, there was
Take
one
your mask
I
off.
read in your thing. One person said, if you're cute, we'll give you a good tip, but you got to take the mask off. You see, this all plays in, Hassan, to the way people treat waiters and waitresses in pre-COVID and throughout history.
Right.
I worked for most of my life in clubs and in some restaurants, more clubs. And when people go out, there's a certain thing about, I think that's why people are so obsessed, by the way, about, a lot of things have closed in New York. You can't go to the theater, there's no comedy thing. Movies. But people are obsessed with restaurants because in a restaurant, I'm really convinced that people feel that the people who serve them, it's kind of like upstairs, downstairs kind of thing from the British, where you are the servant. You're the servant. And they are the king or the queen or the prince or the princess.
And if I want to, I might tip
or people that snap their fingers at a waiter or waitress.
How rude is that? You
want
to go like this. Okay, snap this.
They know that they control your salary because for some reason it's one of the only industries where the owner doesn't pay you. You make your money off of the customer. So the customer has a lot of power. Now, I was never a waiter or waitress with my personality. I was always a manager or a door person. But for years, I have worked with waitresses, and I have unbelievable respect for waitresses. That's why when you brought up waiters, I work mainly in clubs, and usually in clubs it's waitresses. And these are the hardest working women in the world. These women are so gifted and talented. The place is packed. I used to manage the Blue Note. You would have 40 people in your station. They would be very demanding. There was very little room to move. These waitresses are goddesses. These are some of the sexiest women on earth. I respect them and I love waitresses, but they get treated like shit. And this is something that I believe in. When you go on a date with someone for the first time, you should, especially if you're going to a restaurant, see how they treat the people who are serving.
That's right.
When I went out with Naima for the first time, one of the things I loved about her was that she was very respectful. If you go out with someone and they treat the server like the server is their slave or the server is beneath them, then you know what kind of person that they are. they're a scum. They're scum of the earth.
Yeah.
Because it's this weird thing in this world, and I see it because we can see what's going on outside from our window. And I'm always watching, like, if you remember Bewitched, the Agnes, you would always be looking at Samantha Stevens. I am now Agnes from Bewitched.
Yeah.
And I watch all these people, and people are so nasty and abusive to their wait staff.
Particularly after they've drunk a lot. I waitress, but I waitressed in a lot of cabaret clubs. So, you know, it's the 2-drink minimum, right? You got to have a 2-drink minimum.
But I don't drink, they'll tell you.
Yeah, but I don't drink.
But I don't drink.
I'm not making the rules. You have to have a 2-drink minimum. So either you get 2 sodas, a coffee or a tea, and they would argue with you about that. And then let's say the bill is like $12.98. They're going to punish you and leave $13.
And she worked just a long time ago if the bill was $12.98.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
The thing is that it's a human thing.
Yeah,
humans, as we discussed in our last couple of shows, humans like to feel superior to other humans. This is just the way we are, whether it's about your race or your religion or your social status. And when people go into restaurants, they are there to be served, and you are beneath them. Basically, sometimes people will be friendly to you, but in the back of their mind, they know that you depend on them for your income. And that gives them a lot of power. So what happened in the United States was, instead of giving trillions of dollars, this goes back to when they first did that first package, the CARES package.
Yeah.
They gave trillions of dollars to corporate America, and they gave the people that $1,200 thing. Like, they gave us a crumb.
Yeah.
And Nancy Pelosi said, you know, just wait. We'll take care of you over time. And then there were people who confronted her and said, well, you just gave up all your leverage.
How dare you?
You gave up all your leverage. Because once the rich got their money, if you had told them at the beginning, just throw another $1 trillion in for the slaves, they would have done it.
They would have.
Because what we've learned now is there's no money. It's just a computer. They put a number in the computer, and now instead of owing $18 trillion, they would owe $19 trillion. It's all made up. It's all made up. You got to wake up, Americans.
And even before they put the time on it, right? Because now I think they have to be closed at 10 o'clock. We would look out the window and we'd see 1 or 2 tables outside. And it's kind of like, you know, you're sitting there and you're drinking and you're drinking and you're drinking. And a lot of times you're not going to pay the waitress
They don't get any extra money.
They don't care about that.
See, I worked in clubs,
no, they don't care
whenever
about that.
you do last call, you always have a bunch of assholes that don't want to leave.
Yeah,
That's a standard
and they get mad
thing.
at you.
And that's why, as you know, I've had many different jobs. If in my last couple of jobs, I loved it because I had bouncers with me, and they would basically deal with it. When I was in jazz clubs, I was sort of the bouncer, which is kind of funny, but I had to go tell people, you know, drinking people, I know when you're drinking, you think you're cool and you think you're nice.
You're not.
You're a fucking asshole. Let's be real. You're a fucking asshole.
Not.
This is just the way it is. So, you know, whether or not you agree with the Cuomo, his thing is, listen, we're looking at the numbers, and too many people are getting the COVID, so there's no more indoor dining. So I, as King Cuomo, and I was great on television, like my brother. We're really great on television, and our dad was a governor, so we're very, you know, there's no, just accidentally, I became governor, my brother's on CNN. But we're regular guys, we're regular people, and...
with his nipple ring.
Yeah, with my nipple rings, and I was on TV talking shit about Trump, but meanwhile, people are dying left and right because Cuomo, cut the neoliberal, cutting all the hospitals. Like, they keep saying there's no hospital beds. We used to have a giant hospital in the village called St. Vincent's. That's now just another playground for rich people. Yeah. But mainly it's the women who work that I want to talk about, because this for me is a powerful thing. I believe in girl power. I believe in girl power. Women power. And that leads us right into our... I'm always trying to segue, and you're always jumping in.
Women power, baby.
It's girl power.
Women.
I don't hear what it's called.
I'm a
girl
woman power.
It's called girl power.
No. I had girl power when I was 12. Now, at the age I am, honey, it's woman power.
At the age
I am, it's woman power.
Called grandma power.
Grandma power.
Grandma
That's
power.
okay. I'll take it. I'll take it.
You know, like when you get old, this is another thing that amazes you. Like, I'm fucking my grandma now, and you're fucking grandpa.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't start out thinking that. We're now, you know, I mean, you could tell when we're fucking because sometimes we forget. I was eating a pussy. I forgot I fell asleep in a pussy.
Yeah.
You get old, you get a little bit crazy.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah. I need to put a muzzle on your ass, don't I?
Well, you wound me up by saying the whole piece is about women, and then you had to throw in the waiter.
Because I just thought, you know what? I thought about it's not. It's waiters also deal with
But
this
that's
shit.
the whole piece is based on the woman's
So
power,
what? So
girl
what?
power.
So I said waiter.
So that fired me up.
So I said waiter.
You always do
what?
that.
Fire you up. Yeah, calm your ass down.
My age.
Yeah.
And you know what else happens? You start becoming more Jewish. I'm like an old Jewish man now.
Look, we would have recorded the show like 15 minutes earlier, just trying to get the lighting because of my shade and his shade. So you know what? Forget him. But now this is gonna
this is from our book.
Yes.
What you can and cannot say during interracial sex. By the way, this is not a bullshit story. Somebody actually, who was a critic, he actually said that our book was the best book of 2020. Our book, and this is no bullshit. This is actually true.
Yeah.
So it was the best book he read the entire year.
Yes.
So you know you can buy it. We've been begging you to buy it week after week, and
pretty much like a waitress.
We're like waitresses, basically.
Yeah,
you know, you control
like
us. You buy the book, and then we eat.
Yeah.
You don't buy the book,
we don't eat.
The YouTube show is for free. You can't even give us.
God forbid if we did a Vine where you had to pay or something.
No. They won't even subscribe.
Right,
But we're not bitching. We're not bitching. We're glad to be alive.
Moaning, not bitching. Just moaning. Just moaning. So this is from our book, The Power of the Clit. And I think that this is a very important piece for myself as a woman going from a little girl to the power of the piece. So right now, as I'm looking into this camera, I'm talking to all of you out there who identify with a clit, who have a clit, to know the power of it. And I want you to really just follow with me as I'm reading
Why
this.
is that, though? What would happen if, like, men had clits?
Well, I'm going to tell them right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to tell them if you shut up.
No, I thought you had...
No one forgot. I was just called a setup.
I was trying to help her.
No.
What's the point?
Now, I want you to first mentally put your clits in my hand. Just imagine as I purify it. And I'm going to ask you to do something no one has ever asked you to do in your life. And in the comfort of your home, I want you to be fabulous and powerful, okay? I'm going to ask you to do something that will show your strength. On the count of 3, I want you to yell out with all your might, I love my clit. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I love my clit. Yes. Very important. Give yourselves a hand. Yes.
You just clapped on everybody's clits because they were in your hand.
No, I gave it back to them.
Gave them back?
Gave them back to clits. Yeah. Now, gentlemen, I want you to repeat after me. Now, I think this is very important, and I know, you know.
I'm the only gentleman, so you got to really just talk to me.
Okay, because there might be some men listening.
Well, they're not, but they are, hopefully, but I'm the only one.
I want you to repeat after me now, okay? All right, and I want you to do it with passion and honesty. I am not afraid of the clit. Say it to the camera.
I am not afraid of the clit.
I will find the clit.
I will find the clit.
I will find the clit even after I come.
I'm not going to lie, Hassan. I'm not going to lie. Of course, after you come, no man can find the clit.
You see what I'm saying?
No man. When we used to do this live, there would always be one schmuck that would scream it out, I love my clit. I can find the clit. Men can't find the clit. This is why you never let a man come first.
You never do.
This is the most important rule of Black Jew love technology. You never let your man come first. It doesn't matter if he begs. It doesn't matter if he gives you money. You never let a man come first. He has to hit that clit, and you got to train your man about the clit.
That's right.
And if your clit is bigger than your man's cock, He knows that. Don't
You
mention
don't
that.
need to tell them.
Don't mention it.
And speaking of that, the clit is just a tiny little cock, so don't worry about it.
Exactly. But it's,
Don't worry about
every
it.
man measures his cock from the time he's 8 years old. We're constantly measuring it. If you have a big clit, some women have big clits.
Yeah.
And you notice that your man's dick is basically a clit, then you just shut the fuck up.
That's an interesting thing. Guys are really concerned about the size of their cocks, right? They're like, oh. But you don't hear women walk around, baby, I got me a big pussy. This motherfucker is big. I mean, my pussy is huge.
The only place you see that, actually, you do see that when you do watch like the black comedians, like the black women that do the queens of comedy.
Yeah.
All they talk about is how big their pussies are, how wet their pussy is. But that's a new thing. I heard MC Lyte was talking about that, how all the new hip hop people, all the new female comedians, they've taken it out now. Like women are like they're bragging about
I'm sure guys are very intimidated.
Having a dick in their pussy, a dick in their ass. So this is the whole thing. But I do want to mention one thing.
Yeah.
Because, I'm glad that the audience can see this.
Yeah.
I was trying to help her at the beginning of the piece because I realized that she didn't do the material.
No, I had an opening.
You didn't do it.
I did do the material.
You talked about what happens when if men had clits. You
yes, that comes.
No, that comes at the beginning.
That comes. No.
Naima Hassan, you're wrong.
Oh, you're right. Right. So let me redo that part.
But wait, let me just redo that. Did you just say I was right?
You were right.
I was right, and it's on camera.
You were right.
This is amazing. This is an amazing thing. But you all saw she's stubborn. She will never admit. I try to help her.
I just did.
I try to help her.
I'm talking to you.
I'm talking to the people.
Oh, please.
Now. 33 years. You just saw our marriage live.
Yeah,
you saw it live. They all know.
I just told you. Okay. All right. See, the part was if men had clits, right? They changed. They go to universities called Clit universities. They named their daughters Clit Johnson. Okay. That's the 2 lines I left out.
No, there's another line you left out.
What's the other line?
If men had clits, I forget what the other line is.
There is no other line.
There is no other line, but this is one of the great moments in my life. I am so and to have it on camera. No, before you leave. But before you leave, we have it on camera. It's historic.
I made a mistake.
This is what always happens. I try to help her, but her stubbornness, her being right all the time. Why don't you?
Yeah. I'm gonna go answer the door. Okay.
Why don't you go?
Yeah.
So
enjoy yourself, okay?
Yeah, don't take an hour and a half now getting ready. Oh, that was great. That was unbelievably great. I can't believe it that, because for years, when you argue with your partner, it's never on tape. I mean, unless you're really like one of these weird people who's taping themselves constantly, you never have an argument recorded or on tape. So we've discussed that many times because after the argument, I'll say, Naima, you said this, and she... And listen, one thing about me is that I'm basically, I have a memory that I remember every detail of every single thing that ever happened. And that's with years and years and years of smoking weed. Like they say weed destroys people's memories. It didn't destroy mine. So when we have a fight, I remember everything. And I'll replay it to her, and she remembers. You saw it right there. You saw how she's very convincing. Like, I'm sure that many people thought that I was just being aggressive and, I was... Even the thing about girl power and women power. We discussed, there's a whole thing that women are doing now where they keep going, girl power, girl power. I wasn't calling her a girl. I know that it's not politically correct. Yes. Oh, I believe our special guest is here because tonight is a night... come on in. Tonight, we are celebrating the power of the clit, so who better to have as a guest than Clit Johnson? Clit, welcome aboard. How are you, Clit?
I'm fine. How are you, honey?
I am so happy because tonight, we finally had an argument, Naima and I, on tape. It was, everybody could see.
They could see.
They could see how she was.
What happened?
Well, she was being Naima, acting like she knew what she was doing, but totally not knowing.
I heard you saying that thing about girl power. But black women, you can't call black women girls. Like
It's
you can't
not
call,
about
but
that.
you got to understand. But for blacks, it's a whole different language.
Okay.
You
Well,
can't-
welcome
you can't-
aboard.
you can't call
I'm
us
glad
black.
that you're on. She's one of our
Thank you,
dirty
man.
truth tellers.
Yeah.
What is
yeah.
your feeling about your clit? Do you?
Oh, see, I'm all about the clit. I think it's important. I think that you need to know where it is. I mean, let's face it. You know, there are countries that cut that motherfucker off, right?
Yes.
They just cut that shit off. Like, you know, like we don't want to be bothered with it. It's unnecessary. But they
Do you
didn't
find
think
that
about it.
most men, you know, when they go down on you, they find the clit right
They have
away?
no clue. You have to tell those
Listen,
motherfuckers.
even today, because, you know, even the younger men. How about younger men? If they improve, because you're an experienced
No,
woman.
I date them legal till they dead, till they not
So they
dead.
did.
Yeah,
So how would you
yeah.
compare the younger man? Did they find the clit faster? Did they?
Well, see, the first thing they won't do is like just put the cock in there, and it's like, no, you gotta first finger, then clit, then fuck.
All right.
All right.
So
yeah.
do you have anything else you want to say?
Well,
about
I'm a little bothered. Okay, I'm a little bothered. I'm a little bit bothered. All right, I'm a little bothered. Now, I don't know if y'all know this, but in India, they had a massive demonstration.
250
You heard about
million
it, right?
people
Right.
in India went on strike.
What kind of bullshit is this? And you didn't see nothing about it here in the news in America.
Well, you're in a union because you're a postal
Yeah,
worker.
see, and I'm about unions, okay? I'm about unions. Everybody needs a union. They letting you believe you don't need no fucking union. But them Indians, baby, they meditated. They got up after their sadhanas and they went and they fucking
But
meditated.
just think about that. 250 million people in India, and it was a mixture of farm workers and factory workers battling this president they have, Modi,
They got one of us.
who's a Trump kind of
Yeah,
guy. He's
yeah,
a real
yeah,
douchebag.
yeah.
Or you know, but 250 million people getting together in France. There's another thing that they never mention on the CNN or MSNBC or Fox News or any of these things.
Nothing.
That French workers are striking, Indian workers are striking. Around the world, people are striking. People are fighting back. There's only one country where people are not fighting back, the United States. What are we fighting about? We're fighting about whether or not a president who lost an election by 7 million votes got cheated.
That's right.
This is what we're fighting about. Can you believe this country?
Yeah, but let me tell you something. What a lot of people didn't realize. The postal workers, what they were dealing with this bullshit with the mail.
Right.
Our jobs were threatened. We were being chastised, watched all the time. They were trying to sabotage us. And if you look at who work in the post office, all right, it's a lot of black people, a lot of poor people, a lot of people of color, all right? And y'all don't realize what the shit we had to go through for this motherfucking election. But we hung in there, okay?
Trump always projects. He's saying that they stole
there.
the election. He was trying to steal the election by fucking with the post office. He did it for 6 months.
He couldn't fuck with the post office.
But this is what we get. Well, this is what we're obsessed about.
We run the post office.
We're fighting about whether a president who lost by 7 million votes. It shouldn't even be an issue because we have the stupid electoral college. When you lose by 7 million votes, that's a landslide.
But you know who in the post office?
It's black people.
That's right.
Well,
that's
who do you
right.
think? Trump is the whole thing.
And they want to get rid of the union. Let me tell you something. That man who was helping him out in the post office, he tried to get rid of the union. But black people like, no, fuck that shit. You ain't getting rid of our union. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I was out there in front of 34th Street. I was out there with my brothers and sisters fighting. That's damn right.
Fighting for that.
That's right. The
This is what we
post
have to
office,
fight for.
get yourself somebody from the post office.
The post office does an amazing job. They're great. Look what they do.
Lovers.
They get
They
you
got
the thing.
benefits.
Cheap.
They got a job, and you know that motherfucker's getting up, going to work every day.
And they've destroyed the whole union movement in the United States.
Not the post office.
My grandmother was a member of the International Ladies Garment Worker Union, and she went to jail for kicking a cop in his balls.
That's right.
My grandma Bessie.
That's right.
She was a union person. She fought for the unions.
That's right.
All of my grandparents, they fought for unions.
That's right.
We've allowed it without unions. This thing they call these states right to work states.
Man.
You know what right to work states means? Right to fuck you up the ass and not give you benefits.
Need to get unions.
Charter schools. Charter schools.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Teachers that don't get any benefits.
None.
It's not to help your children. It's to fuck the unions.
Hell no.
We have to wake up as Americans. But,
yeah.
you know, I think, let me see. Yes.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. We've run out of time, Clit. I was going to ask you about having to buy water and this whole thing with
You shouldn't buy water. That's the stupidest shit I ever heard. Just think about that, everybody. Think about that. I can see you gonna buy gin or vodka. Yeah, I can see that. Some
we used
champagne.
to be able to go to the thing and turn on the water.
Yeah, but we can't turn
You know
buy
why we can't?
water.
Because Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Elon Musk pay zero taxes.
That's right.
They pay zero, so there's no way
that shit pisses me off every time I buy a bottle of water.
You know, and Obama going and faking that drink in Flint, Michigan.
Obama ain't drink that water.
He didn't drink that water.
He didn't drink that
we
water.
should be able to turn that on. We shouldn't have to buy what did Joe Keys called Fuji water.
Yeah, well, Joe Keys can't talk. He can't talk.
Well, he's right though.
He tried to date me.
Really?
That motherfucker too old for me.
Well, thank you for coming,
nice
Clit.
guy, though.
Thank you very much.
Right.
And if I don't see you, have
woman
a happy
power,
holiday.
Okay, no girl.
Women
Don't
power.
call no black woman no girl power.
Girl power.
We will fuck you up.
Women
power.
power.
Woman power.
Girl power.
Right.
All right. That's the great Clit Johnson. And as she said, if men had clits, we would name our daughter Clit Johnson. So obviously, Clit's parents, they decided to name her Clit Johnson. And it's a beautiful name and it's a beautiful thing.
Okay,
So,
Clit, bye.
Bye-bye, Clit. Well, Hassan.
She was lit up going downstairs. What's the matter with her?
Well, she's fired up about the whole union thing, and so that was one of the happiest shows of my life because you've been outed now in the and that was unbelievable. I can't believe that.
Yes.
I can't believe that.
You deserve it.
I feel good, you know.
I know.
My balls, they feel full.
Look at your face.
My balls, they are full. They're so man. I feel so manly right now. I really do. That was awesome.
Yes.
So. One thing before we leave, we always do a shout out.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to give a shout out to someone. This was sent to our email account. They had the nerve to say, and I'm really, I just want to tell this person, I think his name is Earl. Earl said that my hair reminds him of Larry Fine from the Three Stooges. Now, he thought he was hurting me by saying that, but he doesn't know that I love the Three Stooges. These were three great Jews. Mo Howard, the great Mo Howard, Larry. But he was fucking with my hair. My hair is the way it is because I am protesting against America.
Yeah, we're trapped in here.
I'm trapped in an apartment. I can't perform live. I can't do anything in life. I can't go outside because I'm old and I'm afraid that I'm going to get this virus.
Yeah.
I don't trust your vaccine. So here's how I'm protesting. You made me cut my hair all my life so that I would look good for performances or jobs managing clubs. I always had to keep my hair really neat. You know what? Until this shit is over, this is what my hair's going to look like.
I love your hair.
I'm going to look like Larry fucking Fine.
That's right.
From the Three Stooges.
That's
And
right.
the great thing is, my wife, even though she's a stubborn woman, not a girl, she's a very stubborn woman, baby. She likes it like this.
I love it.
And that's a beautiful thing. So we're Epstein and Hassan. Don't leave because the Jackies have shit to say about tonight's show. Thank you very much.
I can't believe that show.
Oh my God!
I can't believe it. The show
Jesus Christ!
about their clit. It's just a
But
human
who
thing.
wants it? What is with these humans and their body parts? Like, the clit is so important. Like, what, the elbow next? What's next?
Epstein's grandmother, she didn't even know she had a clit.
No, who cared in those
Women
days?
found the clit in 1968.
Humans are just weird to me, man. They're fucking weird.
And since women found the clit, have they become happier?
Oh, yeah, they
Are
got
they more successful?
WAPs now.
No, they're not. They act the same as men.
Yeah,
There's no difference.
yeah.
Clits, cocks, it's all the same shit.
Yeah, guys used to grab their cocks. Now women are grabbing
Yeah.
their clits.
And
What's the difference?
I see little girls in videos grabbing their
Yeah,
clits.
and while they're twerking.
But it's girl power, so
Girl,
it's okay.
no,
Girl
fuck
power.
that. Yeah.
We're the Jackies.